All right, sir, good morning. Your name, please?
My name is Chance Way.
Mr. Way, you are here in 19 CF 12.
We'll enter denial today, Your Honor.
Whose court is that? Is that Judge Whitehead, maybe? I'm on BRC.
I did.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Nicholas. No. 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 Yes. Guilty.
Don't hear anything. Do you guys hear anything? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give it a go. All right, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. All right. I'm just gonna start completely over. I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is courtroom 1, session 1. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of State Attorney.
Lakeisha Haley with the Office of the Public Defender.
Letitia Fowler with the Office of Public Defender.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name again.
My name is Chance Way.
Mr. Way, you were arrested in 19 CF 12286 pursuant to a probable cause warrant for the offenses of armed burglary of a conveyance with a firearm, grand theft, third degree of a firearm. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to the Holiday Inn Express at 7900 Conway Road. You're also not to return to the Clarion Hotel. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond on count 1?
Your Honor, state will request a $75,000 bond, no contact with the witness, no contact with the victim, obviously no return, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
Okay. Ms. Fowler, did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, we just request that the court uses its discretion in setting bond.
Okay. Mr. Way, your bond on count 1 is going to be $75,000. Your bond on count 2 is $500. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. As I said, you're not to return to either of the scene or have any contact with any victims in this matter. Thank you. Oh. Oops.
Alyssa Robuski refused to attend, Your Honor.
I'll reset Ms. Karbuski's case today. All right. Good morning, your name?
Marion Dallas.
Mr. Dallas, you're here in 16 CF 10178. You failed to appear.
Yeah, I explained to my public defender when I was in Jacksonville. I told him that they had did something with my benefits. I had to call Social Security to get my benefit because they took my benefits down from 800 to 4.
Okay, so Mr. Dallas, I just need you to let me talk for a second, okay? And I want to explain a couple of things to you. All right? I understand that you may have a reason why you failed to appear. You're going to need to explain that to your lawyer, and they're going to need to file a bond motion in Division 17 and talk to the trial judge in that case, okay? So I will appoint the public defender to represent you if they weren't previously appointed. Your bond right now is set at none, and you'll need to have them file a motion in the division where your case is assigned. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Could you let the my public defender know somehow? Because I wrote a letter from Jacksonville, but could you let him know that I did get my benefits back on regular state?
Okay.
If I would have had the extra money that they owe me in September,
Uh-huh.
which they did pay it back.
Mr. Dallas, the woman standing next to you is your lawyer. She works for the public defender's office. I've seen her taking notes, and I'm sure she'll let their office know the information you've provided in court today. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Russell Blake, my father.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 14146. You were arrested for sexual battery with a deadly weapon pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State, were you wishing to be heard with respect to bond on count 1?
Yes, Your Honor, we need to held at no bond, based on proof of the presumption of rape. Looking at the four corners of the affidavit, Your Honor, the victim stated that she was, her and the defendant had been in a 4-year relationship, broke up 6 months ago. They got into an argument as he came because of came to the house because of the dog they shared in common. He forced her to have sex with him. He threatened her brother as well. There are pictures on the affidavit of the bruise around her neck where he forced her to have sex. Says she awoke with the defendant on top of her, with no pants on. He was penetrating her. Based on that, Your Honor, we believe the defendant should be held at no bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the victim's residence, no weapons, no firearms.
Ms. Fowler?
Your Honor, we just asked the court to use its discretion to set a reasonable bond.
Okay. So based on the information contained in the probable cause affidavit for his arrest, I do not believe that there is proof evident or presumption great based upon the information that's contained in that document. Bond is going to be set at $250,000. Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim in this matter. You are not to return to the scene. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. And you also have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Robert Janis.
Mr. Janis, this is 19 MM 8275. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. Was there an offer for Mr. Janis?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication guilt, credit for time served, no return. May I have a moment, please?
Sure. Mr. Janis, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes.
Okay. Sign the plea form, please.
Yes, I know that.
Mr. Janis, sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, I did, Your
Do you have
Honor.
any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, Your Honor.
Are you on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I do accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You can't return to the Lynx bus station. You'll have to pay court costs. Those are due by October 10th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Understood.
All right, sir, thank you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Oswald Ford.
Mr. Ford, this is 19 CF 14028. You were arrested for 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder with a firearm, shooting into an occupied structure or dwelling, possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, and possession of firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon. There is probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond on counts 1 and 2? Sure.
It looks like the victim was shot and transported to ORMC. She stated that she identified, I believe, 3 individuals. There were bullet casings and several bullet holes found in the driveway, in the vehicle, in the driveway of the residence. They were 9mm casings. This defendant, Mr. Ford, was also transported to ORMC for his injuries. The witness identified, it looks like the car that the males got out of and started shooting. Based on investigative techniques, this defendant was identified as one of the males. The victim sustained injuries, but they were non-life-threatening at the time. Based on that, Your Honor, the defendant should be held at no bonds, no contact with the victim or any witnesses for counts 1 and 2. No weapons, no firearms, no objection to subsidiary bonds as to counts 3 through 5.
All right.
Yeah, no, we'll defer to the court on this matter.
Okay, so based upon the information that is contained in the probable cause affidavit for arrest, Mr. Ford, the state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident or presumption great with respects to counts 1 and 2, so bond on both of those will remain at none. Your attorney can file a bond motion in Division 17 where the case has been assigned. Bond on count 3 is going to be $5,000. Bond on count 4 is $150. Bond on count 5 is $150. You are not to return to the scene, sir. You're not to have any contact with any of the witnesses or victims in this matter. You're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms. 19 CF 2872 and that's the only one that I have. I'm revoking the bond in that matter, and that will be set at none. Thank you, sir.
I had conveyed an offer of the Wednesday, it was a reset, federal education credit for time served.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jeffrey Wang.
Mr. Wang, this is 19MM8260. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. The state has relayed an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and no return to the Orange Lake property. Do you want to accept the offer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I get to make it to my daughter's wedding.
All right, Mr. Wang, I need you to sign the plea form, please.
Yes, like if it means I go home.
Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving
No,
up?
I do not, Your Honor.
Are you on probation?
No, I'm not.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I do.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court
No,
today?
Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days, or is it 3 days? Two days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You also have to pay court costs, which are due by October 10th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Xavier Acevedo Soto.
Mr. Soto, this is 19 CF 3684. You have 3 cases this morning. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in each of the cases. In this matter, you were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for fleeing and eluding with disregard to safety causing injury or death, 2 counts of driving while license suspended or revoked, fleeing and attempting to elude, leaving the scene of a crash with injuries, providing false ID to law enforcement, leaving the scene of a crash with property damage, and reckless driving. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on counts 2 through 8 is $100. You also have 18 CF 15484. You failed to appear for case management conference on April 18th. Your bond in that matter is set at none. You'll have to have someone file a bond motion in Division 19. And then you have 19 CF 12238, where you were arrested for burglary of a dwelling, fleeing and attempting to elude, and resisting officer without violence pursuant to a probable cause habeas. And information has actually been filed in that case, sir. Your bond on count 1 is $10,000. Your bond on count 2 is $3,000, and your bond on count 3 is $150. I believe that's all the cases. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Juan Claudio.
Sir, you were here for In 19 CF 14191, you were arrested for burglary of a conveyance, burglary of a dwelling, and possession of burglary tools, as well as petty theft. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Well, you sure you got me in there? 'Cause
Pardon me?
I got a different charge.
Tell me your name again?
Alfonso Arredondo.
Yes, sir. This is you. Your birthday is July 27th, 1960?
1962. 1962.
Okay. Well, this is his ID, right, Dexter?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes, sir. You've been arrested for burglary of a conveyance, burglary of a dwelling, possession of burglary tools, and petty theft. There's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to 1510 West Washington Street or have any contact with Mervillis Alazia. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $1,500. Your bond on count 2 is going to be $500. Your bond on count 3 is $150. Your bond on count 4 is $100. Thank you, sir.
Sir, your what's count 1?
$1,500.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Kevin Bengo.
Mr. Bingo, this is 19 CF 12809. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause capias. The state has filed a 3-count information in this matter, charging you with possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $150. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
My name is Scott Bell.
Mr. Bell, this is 19 CF 14188. You were arrested for grand theft 3rd degree. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the Walmart at 3101 West Princeton Street. And your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Elam.
Tell me your last name again.
Elam.
Sir, you are here in 19 CF 14194. You were arrested for open container and possession of cocaine. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to stay in contact with your attorney's office so that you know when your next court date is and you don't miss your court date. All right, sir? Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Michael Knapp, ma'am.
Sir, this is 19 CF 14184. You were arrested for trafficking in methamphetamine greater than 14 grams. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham. Your bond is $50,000, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, your name?
Justin Manrique.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 13559. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of a dwelling with an assault or battery, battery when prior, and criminal mischief. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with George Manrique. You are not to return to 1275 Apley Circle. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, or possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond on count 1?
Yes, Your Honor, with the defendant, we held at no bond based on proof evidence presumption grade. It looks like he went to his uncle's house. His uncle gave him, because he was hungry, he gave him food. His uncle said he had to leave because he had things to do. That's when the defendant got violent, and he attacked his uncle. His uncle was able to grab himself and bring him to the bathroom and lock himself in there in order to call the police. He believed that he heard, the uncle believed, but he heard fixtures, light fixtures being broken, other things being broken in the house while he was on the phone with law enforcement trying to get them to arrive. Based on that, Your Honor, we believe that should be held at no bond.
I don't think that there's proof evident or presumption grade in the arrest affidavit, so I'm going to give Mr. Manrique a bond on count 1. And it's set bond on count 1 at $25,000. Bond on count 2 is going to be $150. Bond on count 3 is at $100. Mr. Manrique, do you have any questions about any of the conditions of release that I just stated?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Donnie Matthews.
Mr. Matthews, you have 2 cases this morning, and I'll appoint the public defender on both of those cases. You have 19 CF 14189, where you were arrested for possession of cocaine. There's probable cause. You also have 19 CF 14190, where you were arrested for possession of cocaine. There's probable cause in that case as well. I am going to release you, sir, on your own recognizance at this time. You're going to need to stay in contact with your lawyer, contact their office within 24 hours of your release to let them know how they can best maintain contact with you so that you get notice of your next court date. All right, sir? Thank you. State or defense, have either of you received any, oh, did you receive a copy of the affidavit?
I provided the court.
Oh, thank you, and
Yes,
you have
Your
one too, Ms. Flower? Okay.
I have read it.
I have not,
Yes,
so
I
I'm
need
gonna
a
take a
brief
moment to
moment.
read it as well. Okay. Ms. Fowler, no rush, just whenever let me know whenever you're ready, okay?
Your Honor, I'm finished.
You're finished, okay. Sir, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Antoine Mosley.
Mr. Mosley, you are here in 19 CF 14205. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for attempted second-degree murder with a firearm. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to order, sir, that you are not to return to the Liquor Master Blue Jeans Bar at 901 East Cimarron Boulevard. You're not to have any contact with Lois Vasquez or any witnesses in this matter. You're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, we believe the defense should be held at no bond based on proof, evidence, presumption, great. Looking at the four corners of the affidavit by Detective William Pappas, it looks like two individuals got into some kind of physical altercation in the parking lot of the Master Blue Jeans Bar. This defendant interjected himself. He then pulled out a gun from his waistband and shot the victim in the stomach. The victim, based on the injuries, I believe has to have a colostomy bag now, based on where he was shot. The defendant then fled away in a white Trailblazer. Based on investigative means, they were able to get surveillance from the bar to show the defendants. The officer released, the detective released it to the media. Tips came in to identify this defendant as someone that has been associated with the vehicle. The vehicle was then found burned out a few days later due to suspected arson. They were able to get the VIN number, however, from the vehicle, which was registered to an owner. The previous owner, she showed a bill of sales where the defendant had been sold the vehicle. Looks like the vehicle, based on the police department, had typically been parked prior to this incident in the defendant's, in front of the defendant's residence. There were multiple tips identifying this defendant based on the media release of the surveillance video as the person that did the shooting. Also, the liquor store bar received tips themselves that this defendant, Antoine Dolly Mosley, was the one that committed it. The previous owner of the Trailblazer identified the defendant as well from that surveillance video. Based on that, Your Honor, I believe the defendant should be held at no bond.
Ms. Fowler.
Your Honor, we just asked the court to use its discretion in setting a reasonable bond and also take into consideration his lack of violent criminal history.
Okay. The state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident or presumption great. I'm not going to exercise discretion to set a bond in this matter. Bond will remain at none, subject to the other conditions that were previously stated. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
David Nezis.
Sir, this is 19 CF 14176. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. According to the affidavit that you completed, sir, you do not qualify for the public defender. You're going to need to try to hire a lawyer to help you with this case before your next court date.
I did state that I was making $800, but I do not have a job at this moment. I don't have a job, so.
So how could you make $800 a week?
Yeah, that was prior to me having a job.
Okay, so you currently make no money?
No money at all.
I'm gonna make the correction on your affidavit.
Yeah.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances.
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Alfonso Noble.
Mr. Noble, you were arrested in 19 CF 14186 for petty theft with 2 prior convictions. There is probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the 7-Eleven at 938 West Colonial Drive. Your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Joseph Papagallo, ma'am.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 8615. You were arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle pursuant to a probable cause warrant. You're not to return to 600 South Kirkland Road. That's the U-Haul store. And your bond is $1,000.
May I take care of this today?
No, I can't take a plea on a felony case. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Bryson Doherty.
Mr. Doherty, you have, looks like 9 cases this morning. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you on each case. First, you have 19 CF 11872. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of a conveyance, 2 counts, criminal mischief, 2 counts, and petty theft. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on counts 3 through 5 is $100. You're not to return to the scene or have any contact with the victims.
Yes, ma'am.
You also have 19 CF 13332. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2. You're not to have any contact with the victim or return to the scene. You have 19 CF 13005. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft, 3rd degree, and criminal mischief. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $1,000. Your bond on count 3 is $1,000. And you're not to return to the scene. You have 19 CF 130. It's the same one. No, this is 19 CF 13500. You are arrested for burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $1,000. You are not to have any contact with the victim or return to the scene. (19 CF 13004). You are arrested for burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2. You're not to return to the scene or have any contact with any of the victims. 19 CF 13007. You are arrested for burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, and you're not to return to the scene. 19 CF 7524. You were arrested for fleeing and attempting to elude a police officer, 2 counts, grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle, burglary of a conveyance, 2 counts of reckless driving, and driving while license suspended. This is again pursuant to a probable cause warrant. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $7,500. Your bond on count 2, $2,500. Your bond on count 3, $1,000. Your bond on count 4, $3,500. Your bond on count 5 and 6 is $250. Your bond on count 7 is $500. 19 CF 13649. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the victims or return to the scene. And then finally, you have 18 CF 12923. You failed to appear for trial on June 27th of 2019. Your bond in that matter, sir, is set at none. Thank you. Do you want to call that case next? Okay, I have it right here. Sir, tell me your name, please.
Gregory Ponce.
Mr. Ponce, you are here in 18 CF 6176. You failed to appear, sir, for case management conference on August 28th of this year. Your bond is set at none. I will appoint the public defender to represent you if they were not previously appointed.
I have an attorney. He couldn't make it today.
Okay.
Due to the circumstances.
Okay, we'll have him, he'll need to file a bond motion for you in the division that your case is assigned.
So I have no bond.
You do not. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Kaylin Hevia.
Ms. Hevia, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County for failing to appear on a grand theft charge at arraignment. Your bond is set at none. Seminole County will come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Arterius Reed.
Mr. Reed, you are here in 19 CF 14172. You were arrested for possession of 20 grams of cannabis or more with intent to sell and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's proper. Oh, he did?
Yeah, he just has the
Okay. So, Mr. Reed, you also have an on-view violation of probation. You're on probation in Seminole County. The probable cause for the violation of probation being your new law offense here in Orange County. And there is probable cause. Your bond in that matter is going to be set at none. Since you've placed your bond on the Orange County case, Seminole County will come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get to first appearance there. All right, sir?
Question, how long do they have to come pick me up?
The administrative order says 24 hours, and so today's Thursday, so probably tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Ozzy Robinson.
Mr. Ozzy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, you're here in 19 CF 14150. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for fleeing and attempting to elude. Your bond, sir, was there a bond on there? It's $5,000. You also were arrested in 19 CF 13796 for fleeing and attempting to elude pursuant to a probable cause warrant. The state has actually filed information in that case charging you with fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer and resisting officer without violence. They're two separate offense dates, sir. I don't know if you have a copy of the warrant, but the 19 CF 13796 alleges that on September 23rd, you committed the offense of fleeing and attempting to elude. And then the first case that I mentioned alleges that on October 1st of this year, you committed the offense of fleeing and attempting to elude.
No.
Bond on 19 CF 13796, count 1 will be 5,000, count 2 will be 100, and then I'm revoking the bond in 19 MM 607, that will be at none. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Reginald Scott.
Mr. Scott, this is 19 CF 14182. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling and grand theft 3rd degree. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You are not to have any contact with Diego Leja. You are not to return to the scene at 3444 Valeview Drive. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150, sir. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Terrence Sweet.
Mr. Sweet, this is 18 CF 4412. You were arrested for failing to appear at case management conference on July 9th of 2018. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir, if they were not previously appointed. All right, thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Good morning. Manny Washington.
Ms. Washington, you are here in 19 CF 13925. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause capias. The state has filed a 1-count information charging you with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You're not to have any contact with Aravel English, and you are not to return to the scene. You're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Your bond is $2,500, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Your name?
Courtney Williams.
Mr. Williams, this is 19 CF 14195. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You are not to return to the Checkers at 2750 West Colonial Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this matter, and you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, if you do, did the police take the gun?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you have any other firearms, you need to surrender those within 12 hours of your release.
All right. So,
Do you have a question? You all set? Okay. Mr. Williams, your bond's going to be $2,500. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Jennifer Concepcion.
Ma'am, you are here in 19 MM 8266. You were arrested for petty theft. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Concepcion?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Concepcion, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You cannot go back to the Publix at 400 East Central Boulevard. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you leave court or when you leave the jail, they're going to give you a court date. Make sure you keep that and you attend that date. Otherwise, you're going to get rearrested.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Good morning. Rita Lanfair.
Ms. Landfair, this is 19 MM 8274. You were arrested for trespass in an occupied structure. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Ms. Landfair?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication withheld, credit for time served, and no return to the T-Mobile.
All right. Ms. Landfair, did you want to take that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, and plead no contest.
Sure. Just sign the plea form, ma'am. Ms. Lanfair, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
I read the copy.
Yes. That's sufficient. You did read that in the back?
Yes.
Okay, did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
Yeah, because I still don't understand what's happening.
Okay.
So
What part?
I've never been in a situation like this before, so I don't know what's to come after this.
Your Honor, may I explain to her briefly?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Ms. Langford, did you still want to proceed with the plea this
Yes.
morning? Okay. Did you have any other questions for your lawyer at this time? No? Okay. Are you on probation?
I'm not.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation? All right. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today? All right, ma'am, I will accept your plea, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot return to the T-Mobile. You'll also have to pay court costs, which are due by October 10th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Ms. Lanfair, if you do not pay those court costs, your driver's license will get suspended, so make sure you take care of those, okay? Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Caleb Robertson.
Mr. Robertson, this is 19M8264. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Robertson?
Yes, Your Honor. In adjudication guilt, credit for time served, and no return to the 7-Eleven on South Orange Blossom Trail. Mr. Robertson would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
All right. So, Mr. Robertson, there's no confusion now, correct? You cannot return to that 7-Eleven. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am. No.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You can't return to the 7-Eleven. You also have to pay court costs, which are due by October 10th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. All right? Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Rakeem Smith.
Mr. Smith. You are here in 19MM 668. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, no offer, but the state has no objection to releasing him on his own recognizances.
And no objection on no action on that one.
All right, Mr. Smith, I will release you on your own recognizance at this time. You are going to get a court date when you leave here. Make sure that you have that and you return to court, otherwise you'll be rearrested. I don't know if it will have any effect on your pretrial diversion case, but I'm not going to take any action on that case at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name, please.
My name is Michael Wentz.
Omar Toro.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay.
He's meant.
Oh, we'll reset him. And Tina Van Diver?
She refused.
What?
Oh, 1 second, sir. All right, well, I'll give Ms. Van Diver an opportunity to come to court tomorrow. All right, Michael Wentz. Sir, you're here in 19 MM 8269. You were arrested for trespass and property. I'm sorry, trespass in a structure.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. A what? Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Wentz, in that matter, your bond is set at $500. You're not to return to 18664 12th Avenue. The facts in that matter provide the probable cause for the violation of probation out of Polk County. That bond will be set at none. Is there 2 Polk County cases? Okay, so both of those bonds will be set at none. Thank you, sir.
Understand. Oh, you ain't gotta touch me. I don't touch you.
Good morning, your name?
Ray Aiken.
Mr. Aiken, you're here for an out-of-county warrant, a violation of probation on a reckless driving matter from Hillsborough County. Your bond is set at none. Hillsborough County is going to come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there. All right, thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
My name is LaHenry.
So last name Baker?
That's something like that.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Is that your name or not? Are you Mr. Baker?
yeah.
You're here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County related to failing to appear for a driving while license suspended matter and resisting officer without violence. Your bond is set at none. Seminole County is going to come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Crispy Sanan.
Oh, Mr. Solomon?
Sanan.
Bonded. Sorry about that, Mr. Sanan. Is that your name?
Yes.
All right, sir. You're here for an out-of-county warrant from Polk County. This is for a violation of probation related to obstructing a crime investigation. Your bond is set at none. Polk County is going to come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you Mr. Torres?
Yes.
Sir, you were here for an out-of-county warrant from Polk County related to possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. It's a violation of probation. Your bond is set at none. Polk County will come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you,
Thank
sir. Good morning, your name?
Matthew Lane Eaglebarger.
I'm not sure why he's back. Oh. right, looks like this was reset yesterday because the state was gonna provide some additional probable cause information in 19 CF 14180.
Karen, I'm just gonna email to the attorney that covered this week,
Okay.
yesterday. I have not received anything as of right now.
Occupied dwelling.
Can we pass it for a moment? I'm just gonna wait for.
Sure. All right, Mr. Inkelbarger, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
We're waiting on some additional information regarding your case, and we'll recall it in a few minutes, okay? Good morning, your name?
James Waples.
Oh,
Jamisha Loman, she's downtown Port Huron.
okay, we'll reset her for tomorrow. Well, is it just an F? What's division 15? He was here. Ms. Haling?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure your office represents Ms. Loman already. She's on conditional release on this case that she failed to appear on. It's Judge Traver. I'm just gonna do her IA.
Okay.
She's at downtown court, and then email Judge Traver, let him know that she's here. That way the conditional release can get readdressed and get the case back on the docket.
Thank you,
Okay?
Your Honor.
So that's 18 CF 17463. She failed to appear for a competency hearing on May 17th of this year. Her bond is set at none. And like I said, I'll let Judge Traver know that she's here.
Thank you.
And she very may well be with him right now.
Oh,
So she's downtown, so, okay, all right. Good morning, your name?
James Waples.
Mr. Waples, this was reset from yesterday. You were arrested in 19 CF 14042. You were arrested for aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting officer with violence, and trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause for all of the offenses. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $5,000. Your bond on count 2, $150. Your bond on count 3, $150. Your bond on count 4, $100. Sir, you can't return to 5003 Old Winter Garden Road. Thank you.
I received an email back.
No.
It said Collins covered this one, yesterday.
Okay. Let me just readdress Mr. Inkelbarger's case real quick. Sir, at this time, the state has not produced any additional information regarding the probable cause in your case.
Yes, ma'am.
That doesn't mean that they can't later charge you with the offense for which you were arrested for. We just can no longer continue to hold you in the jail.
Yes, ma'am.
So your bond, you'll be released on your own recognizance. However, you may not return to that residence or have any contact with the victim.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? Thank you,
Would
sir.
I'll be released today?
You will, unless you have any other holds. I don't know if
No,
you do
ma'am.
or not. Okay,
All right.
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Morning.
Your name, sir?
Carlos Molina.
Mr. Leno, this is 19MM7771. I think I saw you before, correct?
Yes. It's been a while.
Go ahead, Ms. Haley.
Your Honor, we're asking today that Mr. Molina be released today on his own recognizances. He's been in jail since September 20th, 21 days on a petty theft crime. The state has no objection to our motion today. And I would just take a really short testimony if that's okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Raise
swear.
your hand.
Yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Carlos Alberto Molina.
And Mr. Molina, are you currently employed?
Yes.
And about how long have you been employed?
At the barbershop, 2 years.
Okay, and on a weekly basis, a good week at the barbershop, how much do you make?
I make about $1,000.
Okay, do you have a checking or a savings account?
No, I don't.
Okay, how long have you lived here in the Central Florida area?
Since 1989.
Okay, and do you also have family members here?
Yes.
Who?
My parents.
And how long have they lived here?
Since 89.
Okay, if you were released today, where would you live?
I would go back to Deltona,
And who lives?
and that's my parents' house.
Okay, and is that the address at the 628 Pyramid Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, and you do understand the importance of returning back to court upon your release, is that correct?
Absolutely.
And how do you plan to get back to court?
Either get a ride from my parents or take the Sunrail.
Okay,
It's really easy.
and do you also agree to keep in contact with your attorney if you're released today so that you don't miss any future court dates?
Absolutely.
That's all, Your Honor.
All right. Say any questions? Okay. Ms. Lena, I actually thought you were someone else when you first
Oh.
came up, but no, that's good. That
Okay.
you're you. I'm going to grant your motion this morning. You're not to return to the Cantina Watiki at 19 North Orange Avenue. No weapons. Maintain contact with your attorney and attend all court hearings, sir.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Your
Oh, okay, sir. Good morning again. It's been brought to my attention that you have an immigration hold, and the court is required to inform you of that hold. All right? Thank you, sir. Mr. Hebron, or, what was his name? Hebron or?
Sanan.
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 Sanan. That was close. And then just let me know when we're ready on the 33-day. Okay. He was an out-of-county warrant, I think, yeah. Start with Mr. Hilton's motion. 19 CF 12607 Clifton Hilton.
I'm sorry, can you make the numbers?
Sure. 19 CF 12607.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12604 Clifton Hilton.
Be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12593 Clifton Hilton.
Be denied the state file information today.
All right, that'll be denied. Nineteen CF 12589 Clifton Hilton.
Be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12609 Clifton Hilton.
That should be granted the state file no information.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12676 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12679 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12664 Matthew Hamilton.
Hamilton. Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
It's granted. 19 CF 12673 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12683 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12703 Kavari Cummings.
Should be denied the state file information on 10/8.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 12688 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12675 Matthew Hamilton.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12685 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12665 Matthew Hamilton.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
19 CF 12671 Matthew Hamilton.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12684 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12758 Malachi Sneed.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 11842 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19MM 7393 Charles Call.
Be denied state filed information on 10-8.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 10977 James Wynn.
That should be granted state filed notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12359 Donald Holt.
That should be granted state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12663 Matthew Hamilton.
That should be granted state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12669 Matthew Hamilton.
That should be granted state filed notice of non-filing.
19 CF 12567 Stephen Watts Jr.
Should be granted state filed notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 19 CF 12296 Eddie Swanson.
That should be denied state filed information on 10-8.
That will be denied. 19 CF 10856 Mario Vieira.
That should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 MM 7792 Charles Nelson.
Should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12178 Amber Jones.
Should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12674 Matthew Hamilton.
Should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing within 3 days.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12732 Tyson Holmes.
It should be denied state filed information on 10-8.
That will be denied. 19 CF 12686 Matthew Hamilton.
It should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 11917 Sean Kelly.
It should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 10556 Sean Kelly.
It should be denied state filed information on 10-8.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 9304 Sean Kelly.
It should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 12678 Matthew Hamilton.
It should be granted a state filed notice of non-filing.
That'll be granted. And 19 CF 11813 Jaquin Williams.
That should be denied state filed information on 10-8.
That will be denied. All right, then we will be in recess.
You've never been in my office, huh? Oh.
You might not want to.
You talking about addicted to M&Ms? I have been to every M&M world and every M&M.
Good afternoon. I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is courtroom 1, session 2. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Copy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of State Attorney.
Lakeisha Haley, Office of the Public Defender.
Letitia Fowler with the Office of Public Defender.
Thank you. Sir, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Courtney Millett.
Excuse me? Can't hear you. You have to speak up into the
My name
microphone.
is
please.
George Courtney Millett. My
Mr.
social
Mill-
security number is 265 81 83 10.
What was that, Mr. Millett?
My social security
I
number.
see. Okay. Okay.
My name is Courtney George Millett.
Got it. Thank
My
you, sir.
social security
No,
number.
you don't have to tell me that, sir.
Okay.
That's okay. I don't
What's
want
the
you to put
problem?
that. Sir,
I'm not giving you my identity. None of you. That's what it is.
this is
Accept
19
it.
MM8 to Mr. Millett. You can't talk when I'm talking, okay? Just need you to listen, please. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. You may not return to 3101
What
West
is
Princeton
that?
Street. That's the
Speak
Walmart.
English.
Sir, I am speaking English.
Explain yourself. I don't understand your law in words.
Okay, thank you,
like
sir.
that.
Your-
Your judge,
your
speak clearly
appearance
like I
is
am.
excused.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
I appreciate you.
Goodbye. Yes, I'm gonna stay the bond at $250. I'm waiving his appearance based upon his behavior. He can't return to the Walmart at 3101 West Princeton Street, and I'm revoking his bond or his release in 19 CF 9791. That will be set at none.
Hold on, the last man, okay.
No, I haven't talked to you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Hello, Brennan Blocker.
Mr. Blocker, you are here, sir, in 17 CF 1189. You failed to appear for a violation of probation hearing on September 23rd of this year. Your bond is set at none, sir. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they were not previously appointed. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Sadie Gibson.
Ms. Gibson, this is 19 CF 12970. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for fraudulent use of personal identification information, uttering or forgery and grand theft third degree. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $150. Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Nicholas Hood.
Mr. Hood, you are here in 19 CT 1024. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you on all your cases this afternoon. You were arrested for operating a car without a valid driver's license. There's probable cause. Your bond is $500 in that matter. You have 19 MM 451. You were also arrested for resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. Your bond is $100 in that case. You're also here on a violation of probation in 18 CF 8293. It is alleged that you changed your address without getting permission from your probation officer. On the violation of probation, your bond is set at none, sir. You'll see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days in that case. You also have 18 CF 8293. Which is your VOP. There's also a failure to appear capias that was served upon you in that matter as well. and the bond is set at none. You failed to appear for a status hearing on April 5th. I believe that's everything. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Scott Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, this is 19 CF 13183. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of a structure with damage greater than $1,000, possession of burglary tools, grand theft, third degree, and criminal mischief. Your bond on count 1 is $10,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150, as well as on counts 3 and 4. You are not to return to 1914 South Orange Blossom Trail, which is the Trans Express transmission. You were also arrested in 19 CF 14200 for burglary of a structure, petty theft, and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you in that matter as well. You're not to return to 2565 Pemberton Drive. You're not to have any contact with Edgar Rhodes. Bond on count 1 is $3,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. Bond on count 3 is $100. And then finally, you have case number 19 CF 14199. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, criminal mischief, and petty theft. There's probable cause. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500. Your bond on count 2 is $100. Your bond on count 3 is $100. And you are not to return to the Mortgage Equity Partners at 5222 Andrus Avenue. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
James Perkins.
Mr. Perkins, you have several cases this afternoon. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in each case. You have 19 CF 14136. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for sale and delivery of methamphetamine. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. You have 19 CF 14099. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for sale and delivery of methamphetamine. Your bond is $5,000. You have 19 CF 14217. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for sale and delivery of fentanyl. Your bond is $7,500. You have 19 CF 14219. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for sale and delivery of fentanyl. Your bond is $7,500. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. And then in 19 MM 7742. Does anyone, do you have the offense date state for the out on bond case?
You received it on, give me one second. You received it in May.
In May?
Yes. But we have to honestly look at the schedule, look at the actual, we didn't file it until much later. April 16th.
When was he arrested?
It wasn't, it was a summons.
Oh, it was a summons?
It was say came in as a non-arrest case for us.
Okay.
So then we should keep this in May. We filed it until September 19th.
Has he appeared in court for it?
10/23 is the arraignment date.
Okay, I'm not gonna take any action on the out on bond case based upon those facts. I'm not revoking your release, or I'm not gonna hold you, there's no release, but I'm not gonna hold you on the out on bond case. afternoon, your name?
Diana Ronaldo.
Ma'am, you're here in 19 CF 14221. You were arrested for sale and delivery of methamphetamine pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in both of your cases this afternoon. You also have 19 CF 14223. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for sale and delivery of cocaine. I'll also set your bond at $5,000 in that matter. Thank you, ma'am.
Nelson Russian, excuse me, Your Honor, is behavior.
All right. I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. Rushing's appearance based upon his inability to come to court due to his behavior in 19 CF 14197. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him. He was arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. His bond on count 1 is $1,000. His bond on count 2 is $150.
State has no objection to ROR as count 2.
I'm going to leave it. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
James Show.
Mr. Schell, this is 19 CF 14198. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you.
David Seal is also behavior, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. Sue's appearance based upon his inability to come to court due to his behavior. In 19 CT 5513, he was arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear at a status hearing. His bond in that matter is $500. I'll appoint the public defender in that case if they were not previously appointed as well. I'll appoint them in 19 CF 14201. He was arrested for aggravated stalking with a credible threat and 11 counts of possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. There's probable cause. He is not to have contact with any of the witnesses in this case. He's not to return to Taylor Farms. He's not to have any contact with any of the employees at Taylor Farms. He's not to possess any weapons or any firearms. He's not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. Bond on count 1 is $25,000. Bond on count 2 is $150, and that will be the bond on counts 3 through 12. Yes. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to also add that he is to surrender any weapons within 6 hours of his release to the Sheriff's Department. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Joey Williams.
How about Mr. Jefferson?
He should be managed, Your
Oh,
Honor.
okay. You say you're Mr. Norman?
No, Joey Williams.
Mr. Williams, I don't have any paperwork for you.
felony, possession of meth, possession of paraphernalia.
Did I accidentally give it back to you? All right, I have it now. All right, Mr. Williams, you, sir, are here. In 19 CF 14203, you were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir, at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Christopher Jefferson.
Mr. Jefferson, this is 19 CT 1669. You failed to appear for a status hearing related to driving while license suspended.
State made an offer, Your Honor.
Oh, you did? Okay. There's a $500 bond on it, Ms. Fowler, as well, if he doesn't want to take the offer.
He is on county.
He's on county? Oh, yes. Ms. Fowler, he's on county probation. So he probably doesn't want to resolve the case, but that's up to him.
For the DUI.
Is that terminated?
It's until 2020.
Oh, okay.
Turns the dates, that's the question.
Oh, I see.
He was placed on probation June the 7th,
Of 2019?
2019. They said they don't miss a case. It's August of that, okay. They said what violation.
Advise the violation, okay. So, Mr. Jefferson, you're probably not going to want to resolve your case today because a plea to this would violate your probation. But you do have a $500 bond.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Just fine.
All right, are you Mr. Norman?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Norman, you're here in 18 CT 5530. You failed to appear for pretrial conference on a driving while license suspended case. Was there an offer related to Mr. Norman?
Yes, Your Honor. Credit time served and no driving without a valid license.
You don't accept that offer, Mr. Norman?
Absolutely.
All right,
Praise the
sir.
Lord.
I just need you to sign the plea form.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
How much credit?
One day. All right. Mr. Norman, did you read the plea form, sir, before you signed it?
Oh, I read it in there, absolutely.
Okay, did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No.
Are you on probation?
Oh, no.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yeah, I'm a citizen.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court
No,
today?
ma'am.
All right, sir, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 1 day, time served. You do have to pay court costs. Those are going to be due by October 10th of 2020.
Okay.
You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Sir, if you don't pay those court costs, it's another suspension on your driver's license that you're going to
Okay.
later have to clear up.
Can I pay it ahead of time?
You sure can. It looks like you have two suspensions right now on your driver's license that you need to
One from
clear
California,
up.
that's an old child support, that should have been cleared up. And the original one that I have from this one was from child support, which I'm
One is
totally caught up on.
one's a failure to appear notice.
Okay,
But you cannot drive without a valid driver's license, sir. And then in the state of Florida, if you get 3 driving while license suspended convictions within 5 years, you lose your license for 5 years. And if you drive as a habitual traffic offender, it turns into a felony.
no, I'm about to do everything I can to get that back.
All right, I just want you to be aware of those things,
Thank
okay?
you.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
Good afternoon, your name?
Brian Reeves.
Mr. Reeves, you were here in 19 CT 7431. You were arrested for DUI. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Reeves, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. When you leave the jail, they're going to give you a court date. You need to make sure that you appear at your next court date. Otherwise, they'll issue a warrant for your arrest and it will not have a bond.
Thank
All right.
you so much.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Diego Linus.
Mr. Linus, this is 19 MM 8277. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Linus?
There is not legal just an ROR.
Is that because of the cannabis charge? Got it. Okay. All right, Mr. Linez, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, which means you're not going to have to post a bond to get out of the jail, but you have to come back to court. They're going to give you a court date when you leave here. Make sure you attend, otherwise you're going to get rearrested and you won't have a bond.
So I get to come out today?
Yes, sir. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, your name?
Julius.
Michael Witecki is mental health guy.
All right, we'll reset.